Hi, my name is Mike Kai. I'm a member of the IBM Worldwide Competitive Migration Team. Our team's mission is to resolve the concerns of customers that are considering the migration of their JEE applications from the competitors' application servers to WebSphere and IBM Cloud platforms. In the past years, our team has helped hundreds of customers from around the world to benefit from the WebSphere platform through our no-cost migration services. These comprehensive no-cost migration services include ballpark estimates, migration assessments, POCs, and enablement training. Today, I'm here to introduce the latest version of our online WebSphere migration discovery tool. This tool can be used to obtain anonymously a ballpark estimate for your migrations to the WebSphere platform. That includes migration to the traditional WebSphere application server, Liberty Profile, and various IBM cloud platforms. This ballpark estimate is the first step in the IBM migration methodology. It is calculated based on IBM migration experiences, historical data, and it provides initial insight into size and scope of the migration, which is ideal for budget assumptions and planning. Using the WebSphere migration discovery tool is simple and straightforward. Just answer a few questions regarding the applications you want to migrate and the environments they are hosted in, and you're done and ready to review the estimate. Now I'll take you through a quick demonstration of the WebSphere migration discovery tool. To access the WebSphere migration discovery tool, simply go to ibm.biz/migration discovery in your browser. This will bring up the main page of the tool. On the left is the introductory text. It includes some high-level information on how the tool works and what are the required inputs. It's also a reminder that some technical details of the application and environment is needed to complete the questionnaire portion of the discovery. Someone with technical familiarity with the application can probably answer these questions quickly. A link to the IBM privacy statement and policy is also included here. However, no name or contact information is required to use our tool. On the right is the main questionnaire form for the discovery. At the top is a progress bar showing you how far along you are with the questionnaire. Below that is the first set of general questions. I'll use some dummy values here. All fields here are optional except the description, the application server you're migrating from, and the application server you are migrating to. I'll select Cloud Platforms as the target application server to demonstrate the new Cloud Selection Assistant feature. Check Yes on the last question if IBM assistance is required during production rollout for the migrated application. This will add assistance estimates to the final report. Click Next when this portion of the questionnaire is completed. Since I've selected the Cloud Platforms as the target server, I'm brought to the Cloud Questions step. The Help Me Choose a Cloud Platform section on the left contains a set of multiple choice questions on key factors differentiating the various IBM cloud products. The Choose a Cloud Platform to Migrate to section on the right contains a list of currently GA'd cloud products offered by IBM. Clicking on each question will display detailed clarification of the question and its choices. As you answer questions on the left, the cloud products on the right will be ranked and sorted according to how well they match the factors chosen. If you haven't made up your mind on any of these choices, simply pick Undecided. Clicking on each cloud product will expand detailed information on that cloud platform. Up to 3 cloud products can be compared by simply toggling the Compare button. The factors being compared can be expanded to show detailed descriptions. Finally, click the Select button once you have decided on which cloud platform to go with. Looks like Bluemix Instance Runtime Public is our best match here. I'll select it and click Next to continue. The next set of questions are the installation questions. If I had chosen any target server other than the cloud platforms in the General Questions step, I would have arrived at this step next. As a part of the process to migrate your applications to WebSphere, the development, testing, and production environments will also have to be migrated. As such, some installation information must be gathered for our estimates. Additionally, you'll need to classify these installations as low, medium, or high complexity. As a general guideline, a low complexity installation refers to a standalone server installation on a single host. Dependent services external to the application, such as database or other services, may be hosted separately. This is typical of a development environment. The medium complexity installation will be distributed, where different components of the application are installed on separate hosts. For instance, having a separate web server to host static contents. This kind of installation contains multiple hosts or nodes without clustering, which is typical of a functional testing environment. Finally, the high complexity installation will be a fully clustered environment, usually a production environment, a load testing environment that mirrors production, or similar mirrors. Additional information is provided to help you classify each of your installations in more details. For this demo, we'll use one low complexity environment for development, one medium for testing, and one high for production. Click on Next to proceed. The third section of the questionnaire contains the application questions. For our estimation purposes, we look at the applications in terms of the number of deployable archives they contain. These are the WARs, EJB jars, resource RARs, and application client jars. Just as with the installation questions, you'll need to classify these archives into their respective complexity levels. This is where a technical resource with knowledge of the technologies used by the application can help speed up the classification process. Click on the question mark icon next to each complexity level to view the technologies that each deployable can leverage for that complexity level. As a general guideline, low complexity deployable archives leverage mostly basic web application technologies and some of the latest web service technologies, and none of the more advanced JEE features or proprietary APIs. The medium complexity deployable archives will contain codes leveraging more advanced web and JEE technologies, and moderate usage of JEE technologies and proprietary APIs that are difficult to port. The high complexity classification includes the usage of all types of technology without limits. Please review the technology characteristics for each classification and compare with your application carefully to determine the correct complexity level. For our demo, we'll use an application with two simple complexity WAR, one medium complexity EJB jar, and one high complexity EJB jar. Click Next to continue. The last section of the questionnaire is the testing questions. By default, user can use IBM historical data to estimate the testing efforts required for their migration, which is calculated with regards to the application's characteristics entered in the application questions section. If test effort information is available, user can uncheck the Use IBM Historic Data option to review additional form fields. Please note that the input fields for the functional and non-functional testing efforts are to be entered in number of days for the duration of the testing. For example, if your functional testing requires your test team 2 work weeks to complete, you will enter 10 in the functional test field. Likewise for the non-functional testing data field. For our demo, we'll just use the IBM historical data. At this point, we have completed the questionnaire and are ready to see our migration discovery estimates. Not too hard, right? Now simply click on Next to see the estimate report. The Migration Discovery Estimate report comes in several sections. The first section recaps the information provided. At the top is an aggregated view of the numbers provided in the questionnaire. This information will be available in all sections as a reminder. Below it are the details and breakdown number, and also a graphical view of the distribution of application and installation complexity. Hovering on the various section of the donut chart will give you more details. A previous button is provided to go back and make changes in the questionnaire as desired. Clicking on the Next button will take you to the details of the ballpark migration estimate. The top portion provides the overall estimate, range, and deviation. The table in the middle of the page lists the broken down activities that are included in the estimate. Finally, the charts at the bottom gives a visual representation of the table, allowing you to easily identify where the key effort areas are in the migration effort. Continuing to the next section, we'll see the scope, or what is and is not included in this estimate. The assumptions section lists some of the assumptions we make in our formulas in order to derive this estimate. One key thing to know here is that the effort estimate provided here is a combined effort, which means that the effort includes the hours for both IBM migration experts and customer application experts. For migration conducted with different resource assumptions, you may want to engage the worldwide competitive migration team specialists through your IBM sales representative, or click on the link here to contact us directly for a no-cost deep dive assessment of your application migration. These contact information are also provided later in this video. The next section of the report is the timeline and prerequisites. Generating a timeline is a feature that is currently work in progress. It is complex and requires additional input. So for now, please contact your sales rep or our team directly to obtain a free migration consultation. The prerequisites section lists some key planning and preparations that should be achieved before any migration activities begin. The methodology section presents a high-level overview of the IBM migration methodology and process. The initial discovery call phase is aimed to provide similar ballpark estimates as addressed by this online WebSphere migration discovery tool, but it is not limited in terms of the number of installations or applications. The migration assessment phase entails an on-site deep dive assessment of the customer's applications through in-person discussion of the application and source code reviews, and produces a detailed effort estimate and technical migration review. The technical accelerator phase represents our POC efforts, where our migration specialists will migrate representative customer applications to resolve concerns by demonstrating the migration of your applications and passing your functional and non-functional tests at your site. Our worldwide competitive migration team specialists can perform the discovery, assessment, and POC phases of the migration process at no cost for qualified customers. Contact sales for additional details. At last, we are at the next steps section. This page provides links to information about our worldwide competitive migration team and links to our contact information. This page also provides links to several expert resources on the topic of migrating your Java Enterprise applications to WebSphere on-premise or in the cloud. This concludes the demo for the online WebSphere migration discovery tool. I hope this tool will help initiate you on a successful migration to WebSphere and IBM Cloud platforms. Here are links to some additional helpful WebSphere migration resources. Again, feel free to engage us, the worldwide competitive migration team, through your IBM sales representative, or reach out to us directly at wascmt@us.ibm.com.